The winger position has officially become football's most ruthless battlefield, and every elite club in Europe is obsessed with finding players who can destroy defensive structures without tactical protection. This is no longer just about flair, it is about chaos generation, psychological intimidation, and forcing defensive systems into tactical suicide. And leading that revolution is a teenager who plays like pressure does not exist. At number 10 sits Desiree Doe, the PSG and France wonderkid already sending a message to Europe's old guard. Sources close to French football claim PSG internally view him as one of the future faces of the club's post-superstar era. His dribbling is manipulative. He slows defenders, freezes them, then accelerates with brutal timing. Tactical analysts are theorizing that Doe's biggest weapon is unpredictability under pressure. Unlike many young wingers who rely on rehearsed movement patterns, Doe improvises constantly, making him almost impossible to press aggressively without exposing gaps. At number 9, Raphael Liao remains one of football's most devastating transition attackers. The AC Milan superstar moves with controlled arrogance defenders hate. When Liao receives the ball in open grass, panic instantly spreads through defensive lines. Allegedly, several Serie A coaches have adjusted their pressing systems purely to stop Milan from releasing Liao early in transition. His combination of stride length, dribbling fluidity, and explosiveness makes him one of the most terrifying 1-versus-1 players alive today. But that is just the surface level, because what the cameras miss during these matches changes everything. Behind the scenes, clubs are quietly rebuilding recruitment systems around explosive wingers because modern football revolves around wide isolation dominance. At number 8, Jeremy Douku represents chaos football. Manchester City already had technical control under Pep Guardiola, but Douku added something more dangerous: emotional destruction. When Douku starts dribbling at full speed, defenders stop thinking rationally. His acceleration is explosive enough to collapse tactical shape instantly. Sources close to Premier League analysts claim Guardiola specifically wanted Douku because City's possession structure had become too predictable during difficult moments. Doku's ability to break rigid systems through raw aggression transformed City's attacking unpredictability. Number 7 belongs to Kvicha Quitz Kellia, now shining at PSG while carrying the hopes of Georgian football. Kvicha Quitz Kellia does not dribble to entertain crowds, he dribbles to emotionally suffocate defenders. His body feints constantly force defenders into hesitation, and that hesitation becomes fatal at elite level. Tactical experts allegedly believe Kvicha Quitz Kellia's greatest strength is how calm he remains in high-pressure moments. He never looks rushed, even when surrounded by defenders. That composure has turned him into a fierce presence. One of Europe's most feared attacking weapons. At number 6, Rafinha has reinvented himself at Barcelona. There was a time when sections of the fan base questioned whether he truly belonged at an elite club, but now the Brazilian winger looks untouchable. Sources close to the dressing room claim his mentality shift transformed everything. Rafinha combines aggressive pressing, direct dribbling, and ruthless efficiency in front of goal. More importantly, he plays with visible rage, as though every match is personal revenge against doubters. But the real tension begins higher on this list, because this next group is operating on a different level. These are not just wingers anymore, they are franchise players, dressing room influencers, and global footballing power symbols. At number 5, Luis Diaz continues electrifying football despite constant tactical pressure. Now starring for Bayern, Diaz plays with relentless intensity defenders cannot survive for 90 minutes. His dribbling style feels chaotic yet controlled, like he is improvising every movement milliseconds before execution. Analysts claim Diaz thrives because he attacks defenders emotionally, forcing panic decisions. Bayern allegedly see him as the perfect modern winger because he combines South American flair with relentless pressing discipline. Number 4 is Ousmane Dembélé, and this may be the most shocking redemption arc in football. For years, injuries and inconsistency nearly destroyed his reputation. Now at PSG, Dembélé looks like a player operating with vengeance. Some fans are even calling him the interim Ballon d'Or holder because of explosive performances in major games. His unpredictability remains unmatched. Defenders still cannot determine whether he will cut inside, drive wide, or unleash a sudden pass through impossible angles. Tactical analysts believe Dembele has finally learned when to simplify his game, making him even more dangerous. At number 3, Michael Elise has become one of Bayern's deadliest creators. Quietly, Elise evolved into a complete attacking machine. He dribbles without wasting movement, manipulates defenders with subtle touches, and creates passing lanes nobody else can see. This is where global branding, Ballon d'Or politics, and football immortality collide in real time. At number 2 stands Vinicius Jr, Real Madrid's unstoppable Brazilian superstar. Vinicius doesn't just beat defenders, he humiliates them publicly. Every touch feels like a calculated PR play designed to remind the world he belongs among footballing royalty. His speed remains terrifying, but his emotional resilience might be even more impressive. Despite criticism, hostile crowds, and brutal physical marking, Vinicius keeps responding with elite performances. Tactical analysts argue his movement without the ball has evolved dramatically, making him nearly impossible to isolate defensively. And then there is number 1. Lamine Yamal.
Playing like a prospect anymore, he is already performing like the future of football itself. What makes Yamal different is the absence of fear. He attacks defenders regardless of the occasion, scoreline, or atmosphere. Sources close to Spanish football claim even senior players are stunned by his confidence during massive games. His dribbling feels supernatural because he combines street football creativity with elite tactical intelligence. The frightening part is that he is still developing physically. If this trajectory continues, the balance of football power could shift around him for the next decade. So here's the real question. Are we witnessing the greatest generation of wingers football has ever produced, or is Lamine Yamal already separating himself into a category nobody else can reach? Like, subscribe, and join the debate before the football world changes again.